Hi, I'm Mike.
And hi, I'm Ash. And in our previous video we went over how to catch crayfish, and there were some great tips in that. We've gotten all kinds of feedback. Really, I don't think there was another video exactly like it online.
There's not. We showed a lot of new secrets.
Yep. And it told you step by step as far as how to catch crayfish. So now you got a bunch of crayfish. So now what do?
That's a big problem. So now what you do is you got to learn how to make crayfish, make things with crayfish.
Yeah.
Crayfish can be amazing, especially when it's caught from the wild.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things you can do with crayfish. I mean, you could just boil them and eat them, but you can also do a bunch of fancy stuff with them.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's one thing that with this topic that's really interesting is in the world, the waters are becoming so polluted. The oceans,
it's not good.
I grew up on the coast, and everybody's talking about what's going on with the oceans. And man, if you get a nice clean body of water and you can get crayfish out of them, oh man, they taste so good.
Yeah, I feel good about eating fresh crayfish that I've caught and boiled, rather than shrimp, like I can't even tell you.
Well, people don't even know this, but crayfish actually have defenses against, they don't even get pollution in their system, so you can eat them, and it doesn't matter, you can all you want, and they're just healthy as can be, and you can get them in your local area. You can catch them yourself, you know how they're prepared.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to that resort in Nevada?
That was real eye-opening.
We took the girls to the resort in Nevada, and we went to a seafood buffet. And Ash and I came back like a school kid with my plate. I come running back, and go, Ash, yes, they got crayfish on the buffet. How good were those?
Well, they looked like they'd be all right. I'm like, oh yeah, crayfish. I haven't had crayfish for like a week. This will be great. But it was not good. And in fact, it was so bad. Well, I think somebody boiled them, froze them for a long period of time, and then boiled them again. Forever. Because it was like rubbery crayfish jerky.
Ash couldn't eat them. He's so used to our good crayfish.
I couldn't eat it.
It was like fish jerky. And no wonder people wouldn't like a crayfish, man. You have something like that, you cook anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
I wonder if there's people out there who are like, oh, I've had crayfish, it's terrible. And they've had a similar situation, because it wasn't fit for human consumption.
It wasn't good. And we couldn't eat it, and so we were like, oh man, I was all excited, went to not being excited, and excited about what we do.
Oh yeah, now just to be clear, all the other food at the buffet was top notch.
It was
really
prime
good.
rib was excellent.
Except for the crayfish. It was bad.
Yep.
But yeah, that's I think it'd be a real eye opener, somebody having fresh, wild crayfish compared to that.
Oh man, it tastes just like lobster. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay, now in our previous video we talked a little bit about transporting and whatnot, so that's kind of
it's kind of where we left off.
Right there,
and we talked about a lot of ways you want to transport them. You want to be alive when you boil them.
Oh yeah.
We have a viewer named Keith that gave us gave us some good information. He reminded us, and we knew this, but he reminded us that if you want to go long distances with crayfish, just put a little bit of ice in the bottom of your cooler. Don't put any water in. Put the crayfish in there. Man, you can go 4 or 5 hours or longer with those crayfish, and they'll stay alive and kind of go into a little hibernation.
Right.
state.
Yeah, they won't drown from lack of oxygen and this, that, and everything. So yeah.
Us, we don't live too far from where we do it, so we just throw them in the cooler and use bubbler or whatever and get home. But you gotta go long distance. Use what Keith said. That'll work for you.
But the main thing is you want those puppies alive, so that way they're all nice and healthy.
So we do things a little bit different.
We do things a little bit different, but it seems to work really good for us, and we think it's the right way, but we get a lot of people asking us, well, you're not purging those. Are you purging those? Well, we're not seeing that. What are your thoughts on purging, Mike?
We don't purge our crayfish. There's absolutely no reason for us to purge our crayfish. A lot of you are saying, what? It's a real shocker. Well, it's not. The reason you purge a crayfish is it gets the fecal matter through the vein on the tail. We don't eat the vein on the tail. Well, we're gonna show you how to boil crayfish, and then we're gonna get back to why we really don't need to purge them.
Yeah. So watch this little clip about boiling. Basically, all we do is we get that water up to boiling, and we throw them in there for like 5 minutes, and it's not bad for the crayfish at all. They're out instantly.
Dispatches them. It's the most humane way to do a crayfish.
It actually is. We're not just saying that. But anyway, watch this clip.
We ran out of fuel, so we had to start a wood fire. We're going to cook a lot of crayfish. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Wow. That just about filled that up. Woo! Got some Cajun spice in there. It's going to be perfect. Dinner served in 5 minutes. There you go. Good job, Jake.
Now this was our first batch over here, and they're already done. That's a big batch.
Oh man, it looks like it's just about time. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think I can go.
Oh, that was a good time. That was at Strawberry Reservoir down in Utah.
The best of times.
Oh, it was a great weekend. You, me, and Jake, we had a great time. We ate more crayfish than you can shake a stick at. We got a whole video on it.
Oh, it's
yeah,
great.
you should check it out if you haven't seen it. But so now, I mean, you know, when it comes to actually cracking them open and eating them, you know, we did a video on that.
That's why, yeah, Craysters secrets to cracking and shelling crayfish. Go watch that video. You're gonna find out why I don't need to purge them. The only reason you purge it is it's got that stuff in the tail vein. We take out that vein. We eat 100% clean crayfish meat. And so that's all you need to know about that.
Yeah, it's quick and easy, and we got a whole video up on that showing people how to do it step by step because there really wasn't anything like that.
Well, let's show them a quick clip of cracking a crayfish proper, and you can just see exactly how you get the meat out.
Yeah.
And this one, what you want to do with this is you want to grab it. This top ring stays in. You put your finger right there. You don't get it at the very end like everybody else does, and then you just press the end. You pull out the meat.
Oh man.
And then what you do is you just pull that part off, and it's all great crayfish meat.
Oh,
that's how you do it.
That's totally how you do it. Okay, so you just had a big crayfish feast, and it's really good, and you're just completely full of crayfish, and things are wonderful. But you've got some left over. Why? Because you've been following our tips and tricks, and you've just been slaying it as far as crayfish, and it's great.
Yes.
But what do you do with the extra, crayfish, Mike?
Oh man, you know what? What we do is I'll take my extra crayfish, put them in the fridge, make sure they get nice and cold, and then I'll put them in 3.5-pound bags, and I freeze them. And this is the way we do it, and I'll tell you why. You freeze them in the shell. The shell is like a time capsule. The meat just stays fresh and good in it. You can rewarm them later in some warm water. You don't have to boil them again. You just rewarm them. Man, they shell out great.
They do.
But if you take all your crayfish meat out and then freeze it, it tends to get freezer burned. But man,
that's not the way to go.
Keep them in the shell. Put them in 3.5-pound bags. Now the 3.5-pound bag is kind of interesting. If you shell this whole bag, 3.5 pounds, you get about a ½ pound of crayfish.
Yeah.
And so you can make tamales, or you can make salad, or you can make crayfish poppers, or crayfish and noodles, or so many things you can make with crayfish that you freeze. It's great.
Absolutely. And, maybe choose a nice quality bag of yellow and blue, make green. And you remember those commercials?
Yes, I do.
And, you bring up a good point. A lot of people just have crayfish, at least here in Idaho, maybe about 4 months out of the year.
Not very long.
We have them year round. It's a good way to go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we've kind of got through a lot about, when the proper carrier crayfish, bringing them back, and what you do when you're cooking them and preparing them and how we do it. If you have questions, ask us questions. We don't mind at all.
We really enjoy that. If you have any comments, leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave us a question. And we're actually really good about getting back to people. We just really enjoy the interaction.
Absolutely. And this is actually part 2 of 3. We're going to do gourmet cooking of crayfish. It's going to be great. We're going to show you some things. You're not even going to believe some of the 5-star things we're going to cook with these crayfish.
It's going to be off the charts. Seriously, you won't believe it. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And, if you're not subscribed to our channel, you should subscribe to our channel. We've got a ton of other really good videos. And, if you enjoy this, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, of course, as we mentioned. And, tell your friends, things are just going wild on our channel, and we could not be more pleased. We get such great feedback from just a bunch of great people there on YouTube.
You know what let's do? Let's make a crayfish salad. We'll show you what we're going to have for lunch. We're gonna have a blast. We hope to catch you guys soon.
You bet. We'll see you next time.